never shared this publicly. I was raised by a single mom. She worked really hard to raise us alone. We had a small family. There were just 3 of us. And I never really thought about it until around holiday time. She was a teacher during the week, and on the weekends, she would do all kinds of things. Real estate, teacher trainings. She was always busy. And in addition to that, she took us to Bible class 3 times a week. So it was a lot. And one summer, when I was a little girl, she decided she needed a break. She really needed a break. So she decided to take us to my grandmother's house. Off we went. My grandmother lived in the country, and there was a lot of land around the house and lots of area to play outside. And there was a huge garden, and on the side of the garden was like a huge spread of bushes, and you could pick blackberries. And I knew that if I picked enough blackberries, even though they stained my fingers, I would get a fresh pie, and my granddad would make fresh homemade vanilla ice cream to put on top. So I had a lot of incentive to pick a lot of blackberries. It was amazing. And one thing that I really, really loved was he would take us to his mom's house, his mom's farm, and he would call names like he's calling dogs, but dogs wouldn't come running. Cows would come running, and they'd come running from the woods. It was like something magical. So we'd get to like rub them and hug them and play with them, just like dogs, which I loved. And it sounds like a country fairy tale, right? But it was not. There was a dark side to this. Most people love to go to their grandmother's house, right? You get spoiled, you get to get away with things and break rules and all kinds of things you can't get away with at home, right? Not my grandmother. She was mean, at least to me. I had no idea I would spend that summer defending myself and keeping myself strong so she would not break me. I knew in my heart that what she was doing was wrong. And I was determined to stay as strong as possible. And in addition to that, she would do all kinds of things just to annoy me. I remember one day, it was really nice outside, so I was playing kind of farther away from the house. I didn't really like to be in the house. And I hear her call my name. So I'm like, oh God. So I start making my way back to the house, and I can tell that my brother was playing right in front of the house. Her seat was right by the front door. He was playing right in front of the house. So I knew it wasn't urgent, right, because he was still playing. So I pass him on my way in, and I go up to her, and I'm like, yes? She says, hand me my water. So I look down, and next to the arm of her chair on the table was a glass of water. So I'm thinking, there is no way she would call somebody in to get that water. So it had to be like some other water, kitchen or something, right? So I say, sure, where is it? She smirks and says, right there. So I'm so tired of her picking on me, right? So I know there are going to be consequences, but I have to say it. I have to ask because it makes no sense to me, even as a kid. I say, why did you call me all the way in to get this water when my brother was right there? She says, because boys are meant to play and girls are meant to work. I had seen her treat my brother so much better than me. She was so nice to him all the time. So I had seen the difference in treatment. But to hear her make that statement, I was shocked. And once I got over the shock, I felt hopeless because there was nothing I could do. I was going to keep suffering just because I'm a girl. And my mom would call, "Hi, how's everything going?" "It's okay." "How are you doing?" "I'm fine." I knew that she needed that break from us. And me, trying to be the perfect daughter, didn't want to tell her because I didn't want to upset her and ruin her peace that summer. So I had no one to talk to. I couldn't tell my brother because he was younger, and he was having a great time. Like, she was amazing to him. So I started writing in my little diary. It was red and white, and it had a little brass lock on the side. It wasn't a big lock, but it made me feel that my words were safe. And that's the way I got through things there. So I come in the house one day, on my way to my room. That's the safest place for me. And I hear her recite words and phrases in a sneering tone. And at first I'm confused. And then I feel dread because I recognize what she's saying. Those are the words from my diary. So I try to play it off. "What are you talking about? What are you saying?" She takes my diary from behind her back. She stands there, flips through it, recites my private thoughts out loud, teases me about what I've written, and fusses at me about the parts she doesn't like. I'm so angry, so frustrated, and I felt just violated. And yet, when my mom would call, "How are you doing?" "I'm fine." So fast forward several years later, I moved far away from home, and it was holiday time. And I don't remember why I wasn't going back home, but once my best friend found out I was going to be alone, she's like, nope, you're coming with me to my family's house for a holiday. And it's going to be a huge gathering. And so that sounded amazing to me because my family was small. So I'm so excited. I get dressed and look very festive, but not over the top because I knew I would need to blend in. The only person I would know is my best friend. So we get there, and I go way out of my comfort zone. I'm like, I just wanted everybody to know I appreciated them having me there. So I laughed and talked to people who were laughing and talking, and people who just wanted to be listened to. I just listened to them. And even though I didn't know how to cook yet, I went in the kitchen and was like, can I help you with anything? Can I set the table? Just anything. I was trying to be the perfect guest. So we sit down, it's a huge table, it's decorated, and everybody says grace. And it starts off with the carving of the turkey. And we have to offer up our plates so they can put the turkey on. And I'm a vegetarian, so I politely say, no, thank you. Well, all hell breaks loose. It was like a record scratch on a movie or TV. And an older lady says, why don't you want any turkey? I say simply, because I'm a vegetarian. That had to be the worst thing I could say to this woman because she proceeds to just rip me to shreds. And she wraps it up in a nice holiday bow of, well, this dinner is for family anyway. I was shocked. I wasn't hurt because I'd had my grandmother be mean to me before, right? So an older woman being mean to me, it doesn't hurt. I was shocked. So all those people around the table that I had just been like laughing and chatting with, they're all staring at me, watching me get chewed to shreds. I didn't know what to do, but I knew I was not going to eat that turkey just because she was upset. And it made me think. I had spent all this effort going out of my comfort zone, trying to be the perfect guest, when all she cared about was that I ate turkey. So all that effort was a waste. So over the years, I realized that trying to be perfect and trying to wait for the perfect time for things had caused a lot of frustration, wasted time, wasted effort, and disappointment. So I had to learn to give myself grace. I had to learn to stand strong in my values, to defend myself and stand up for myself, to reach for my goals no matter what, and just try to be the best me that I could be, aiming for excellence and not perfection. And because of those lessons, I never found the perfect time to write my book. But I did it. It won some awards, and I got to see it on a billboard in Times Square. I never found the perfect time to launch my business, but I did it. So now I get to empower other people to overcome limiting beliefs, stop the self-sabotage, and live happier lives. And I never found the perfect time to be a speaker, but here I am. And yeah, I did tell my mom what happened that summer, and she said exactly what I knew she would say. She said, "I wish you had told me the truth. You never had to be perfect or try to be perfect. All you needed to do was be yourself." If only I had told her the truth that summer. But hey, nobody's perfect. Thank you.